Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're gonna have some fun. First of all, got this new wig and I'm like trying to see myself on camera. I don't know, what thoughts? Do we like it? Do we hate it? I'm like, today, it's super fun. I got some book mail here, so I thought obviously it's been opened already, but I thought I'd show you guys what I got today. So yeah, I thought we could unbox these together and I can show you what I got. The majority of this is YA fantasy horror manga. Also some really fun stuff. Don't forget that you can use the Wick candle code Killjoy15 for 15% off any of the Halloween candles on the Wick Candles Etsy site. I make a small commission from there, so if you'd like to support me, that's one way to do it. Another fun way that I thought that people could support me, I do have an Amazon wish list in my description now, and they are only full of books. So I thought that if you'd like to support my channel in a different way, you could perhaps buy me a book. If you do, please leave your Instagram or YouTube channel or any information, and I would love to also support you by promoting your content. I thought it would just be a different kind of fun way to support me instead of asking you guys for money, because that's not what I want to do with this channel. I want to have fun and I want to interact with you guys in a different way. So here we go. Some of these I thrifted, some of these I got from the Niagara Book Outlet, and some of these I actually bought myself. I'll go through kind of everything as we go along. I highly super recommend Book Outlet. They are located in Niagara, and for all you Canadian fans, you can get so many books for free shipping. They're discounted books, but they're brand new. They just make its way into this like excess warehouse. And for American friends, I think you can still order from Book Outlet, but there may be a shipping fee to the States. I would definitely check them out though, because the sale that happened when I bought these was insane. Like, I'm talking $3 books. So we will get into this right now. So the first book, this I actually purchased myself on Facebook Marketplace, which is another fantastic way to find books. This one is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Look at this cover. I am obsessed. This is a YA novel and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I know that they're making this into a series. I think the second one is out already, so I really want to start reading this. I've heard mixed reviews on it, but I love Beauty and the Beast retellings. I love all those like Brothers Grimm kind of situations going on. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. Now we get into what I got on Book Outlet. So the first thing I picked up was the hardcover of Crescendo. You probably saw me show this on my other book haul, I think, or another part of the series. I have the first and the fourth book, and I think this is either the second or third. This is the second, so all I'm missing is the third, and I was praying that Book Outlet had it, and they didn't. So I'm gonna try to see if I can thrift it in a store, because yeah, I've always wanted to read the series, so yeah, I'm really excited. This was a really popular YA series, like YA fantasy, romance, fallen angels. I'm excited to finally read it. This next one is also from Book Outlet. This is a popular YA novel that's been, I guess, going around Book Talk. I don't know, I don't have TikTok, but Book Talk comes up a lot just in conversation. So here is Karen McManus, I think, and this is The Cousins. This isn't the first book she published, but it's a mystery thriller YA, and recently I read Lucy Foley's the one about the wedding guests on the island, and that was so much fun. I'm like, am I into mystery thriller now? Apparently I am. This says, if you love Riverdale and sharp objects, you should read this. I don't love Riverdale, but I feel like you can't really go wrong with a good like thriller YA mystery novel. Also kind of reminds me of Knives Out once again too, this whole like family mystery, and Knives Out was one of my favorite movies when it came out that year. I think I saw it like 8 times. Another one from Book Outlet, we have Evernight by Claudia Gray. This is a vampire novel that came out, I think, around the same time as Twilight. Please correct me if I'm wrong. There was like a massive debate at one point. Is this better than Twilight? They're two very different novels, but I'm kind of excited to see if I feel which series I feel is better. I read Twilight, who didn't, okay? Don't judge me. But before I got the whole series, I thought I'd try the first book. I also love this cover as well. If you read this series, I would love to know what you thought of it. Did you like this better than Twilight? I heard it has like a nuts ending, or like a crazy twist ending, so I'm really excited because I really don't know anything about this book. Next one from Book Outlet. At this time I was just kind of going for like free shipping, so I picked this one up. This was on my Goodreads list, which is in the description box. Feel free to add me as a friend. I had everyone back. Yeah, so this is Pitch Dark. The cover is so cool, and she wrote a book called Shutter, Courtney Almeida, that was also really good and I heard really great things about. So this is kind of like a YA space thriller, sci-fi thriller. I've never really read anything like this. Honestly, the cover kind of made me buy this. Like, I love Alien. Who doesn't love Alien? Anything like sci-fi, monster, space thriller just sounds interesting. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I don't really have too much expectation, but I think this will be a really fun read. The next book I got was this little, I think it's a little novella. It's really, really tiny. This one's called Escape Room by Maren Stoffels. This book was like $2 on Book Outlet, so I was like, sounds good to me. It says, all they need to do is get out. Alyssa, Sky, Mila's, and Mint are ready for a night of fun at the escape room. It's simple, choose a game, get locked in a room, find a clue, solve the puzzle, and escape the room in 60 minutes. But what happens if the game master has no intention of letting them go? So this could be a super, super quick read for me, and I'm really excited to just sit down one day and binge this. I hope it reminds me of those. There was like, I think 2 movies about escape rooms that came out. I saw one of them in theaters and I was like, yes! So I'm excited for this one as well. Next up from Book Outlet, I purchased a middle grade book. This is kind of my first time going back to read middle grade. I mean, I read Rick Riordan and like the Percy Jackson series and all that stuff. I love him. Uncle Riordan, who doesn't love him? But this is kind of the first time I'm stepping outside of what he's written and purchase something different. What made me buy this was R.L. Stine commented on it and said that he really enjoyed it, and I love R.L. Stine. So this one is called Small Spaces by Catherine Arden, and this has become a series as well. The covers are gorgeous. Like, the artwork on all of her books in this series are incredible. It's supposed to be like an atmospheric, chilling kind of middle school tale of overcoming fears and whatnot. I'm excited to give it a try, honestly. I've heard really great things from the book community, and I heard that it's just a lot of fun to kind of get into the characters and go on the adventures with them, so I'm excited. The last thing I got from Book Outlet was this book that I have been waiting to pick up for so long. This is Martin Stewart's The Sacrifice Box in hardcover. When I first heard about this book, I'm like, this has everything that I want. It's set in the 80s and it's a bunch of friends that put things in the sacrifice box and then they said don't touch it, but then things start going wrong and they realize that somebody has disturbed the sacrifice box, so then they have to kind of figure out how to either overcome this curse or figure out who did this. The back says, you broke the rules, now you'll have to pay. So this is like definitely a thriller, horror, adventure, fantasy kind of situation. The friend says, never come back to the box alone, never open it after dark, never take back your sacrifice. So I'm excited to read this. I don't know if this is YA, new adult. I'm not sure. I think it was just in the horror section. I hope that there is a lot of blood and such. The next up is that actually I went to my local Valley Village and I just saw this sitting on the shelf and I'm like, it's really rare that you find like full series, like book series at your local store. So I ended up picking up this series. This is the Frostblood Trilogy series. So we have Frostblood, Fire, Blood, and Nightblood. And this is just a YA high fantasy series, and it's one of those things where just like, I think it's probably gonna be enemies to lovers. There's like a kingdom that has to be saved. There's a bunch of battles and fantasy stuff. Honestly, I've kind of made my transition to the fantasy side of things. I've heard mixed reviews about this, so I'm excited to give it a try. Has anybody read the series before? Do you guys know what this is? And the last book, I actually went to Indigo and purchased this. I didn't mean to buy anything from Indigo that day, but this was just staring at me in the face. This is the Manga Orange, book 1 of the complete collection. I have seen this everywhere, like everywhere. I can't believe it. I don't understand why, but then every time I went to the bookstore to try to find it, they were sold out, like completely. So finally, back in my school town, I went to the Indigo near my school and they had only the first volume sitting there. So this is you can get this in 2 big volumes, so I have to find the second one somewhere, and I will find it too. But yeah, here is the complete collection, volume 1. I don't want to say too much because I've heard it's good to just kind of go into it with just like a completely open mind, but I heard it's bonkers. It's like there's time travel in it, but it's also like a cute friendship romance manga set in high school, but a bunch of stuff happens and it's all this fun adventure. So I'm so excited to start reading this, and I will find that second volume if it's the last thing I do. That is all for today's book haul. What did you guys think? Have you read any of these books? Would you pick any of them up? Next week we have a really fun video. I will finally give you my Demonias video. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I appreciate any support that you give to my channel. I will see you next week.